My wife and I have a family friend. She's beautiful, she's fit, and she's dating a guy that everyone loves at parties. And he really is a great guy if you're not dating him. And why do I say that? Well, first of all, he prioritizes himself. I mean, they've been talking about saving to buy a home, and they don't have a lot of savings. And he just bought a $2,000 samurai sword that he's going to place on his wall because he thought it was really, really cool. I mean, the guy just doesn't seem to really value her. On the weekends, he spends most of it just watching football and sports with his friends or taking naps. And well, thank goodness he's home during the week to spend time with her and to help her out and to help her go shopping and help her go cleaning. Actually, he doesn't do all of that. He would help her, except he loves Zelda. He's really into Zelda, and he beat it once and he's going back to play it again because he wants to get better scores. I'm serious. And it's so frustrating because I know that our friend really wants to have kids, and she is 38 years old, and they've been talking about having a family, and he's really focused right now on where they're going to move. And I just can't imagine if you're really thinking about having a family that you're going to want to take everything and just move across the country. Like, that's the best place and time to start thinking about that. And it just seems like a geographic fix. Like, what are they actually doing? Now, here's the worst part about this story. They have been dating, well, she's 38. They've been dating for 8 years. 8 years. Like, listen, I will admit that with fertility science, there's women having children in their 50s, okay? I get that. For everyone who's going to comment on that, that is not the point at all about what I'm talking about. The point is that he clearly does not value her and what she wants and helping to be the right partner for her. He's just focused on what he wants. He's living his life without any consideration for her. So I asked her, we had this conversation. I said, what's going on? I'm just curious. Like, are you talking? Are there any plans? She's like, yeah, I know it's been dragging on. He really does want to get married. I'm going to tell him that it's either going to happen next year or I'm done. I'm speechless. And when she said that to me, I was just speechless because that is the same exact thing that she told us 4 years ago. She probably doesn't even remember it. 4 years ago, she said the very same thing. I just can't imagine this is going to end well. I can't see him all of a sudden becoming the type of man who really truly values and cares about this woman. And the analogy here is like you viewing him as your partner as Prince Charming and him viewing you as just a Saturday night fling. And that's what it feels like. Now, let's hold up for a minute because I actually made this video because I want to talk about what to do if a guy doesn't like you back, so you don't end up in a really bad situation with no way to break free. All right, so there's 3 ways that women typically respond when they're in that situation where a guy doesn't like him back. I'm going to list all 3, and I want you to guess which is the right one, which is the real healthy way for you to respond. Now, the first type is just the casual hookup. Now, this is a woman who thinks, well, we're going to spend time together and he'll eventually want to commit to me over time. And the problem with this, why it's so painful, is because you're literally investing more and more and more, and it's doing the opposite of what you want it to do. You're not getting closer. He's getting more in return for a minimal investment. And I mean, deep down, the casual hookup, they always know that that's all it is, but they're just not willing to admit it. And that's the hardest part because it's a sad, sad place to be. The second is the people pleaser. And the people pleaser is just afraid to say anything that would upset him. So she's just going to wait it out and not be the annoying one. And this is horrible because if you can't talk to your partner openly and honestly, then you're not even waiting for anything authentic. There's no real connection there. So that's really challenging. Now, the third type is the rose-colored glasses. Now, we all know someone who's a rose-colored glasses responder, okay? And the way that they do it is basically they see and experience this really strong emotional bond right away. It's a strong connection, and it's really just captivating in the beginning. But eventually, I mean, the rose-colored glasses can't deny his actions over time, and typically, the guy that they thought was Prince Charming ends up being a real predatory kind of jerk. And that's the problem with putting on these fake rose-colored glasses. Now, which of those 3 responses is the best one? What do you think? I'll give you a reality check. They all stink. They're all bad choices. The harsh reality of the situation is that you can't force a man to value you. And if he doesn't value you from the get-go and you've invested in him, even though he hasn't invested really in you, there's not a great chance that all of a sudden he's going to change overnight and start valuing you much more. And the reason why they're never going to do that, they're never going to value you or treat you right, is because those types of guys are not the right fit. These are not the men that you want to try to be attracting. These are not the men that you want to invest your time in, your energy in. A man who's going to walk away, a man who's not going to value you, that should be unattractive. But there's good news, because there's 3 things that you can do, and I really hope that you take these to heart. The first is to move on. Let him go. You don't need to admonish him or tell him he did something wrong. Just move on, because at the end of the day, you'll feel better about yourself and you'll open up the door to meeting more men, because every second that you spend investing in him, you're not opening the door for another guy. Let go of him and focus on moving on. Number 2, focus on improving yourself. Look at where you are in life and where you want to go and start moving there, taking action. That flow, that energy, it's going to make you feel good. And I don't want you to think about where you want to go to just please some guy. Do this for you. Do what's going to make you feel fulfilled and healthy, because the more fulfilled and healthy that you feel, the more attractive you'll seem to the right quality man. And number 3, never choose one of these men again. You know, it's hard for me when I hear so many women just sitting in the complaint section, on the comment section, saying, men stink, men stink, men stink. That's great. Listen, I'm totally happy for you if you want to sit there and that's how you want to spend your time. I won't judge. But it's not helpful. It's not productive. I encourage you, don't choose to date a jerk. Don't choose to continue to invest time in a man who's not valuing you. Now, that is exactly what I talk about with online dating. I actually created a video that talks about my approach to online dating, so you can actually increase your standards and start repelling all of these lower quality men away and using a really special technique to attract the more high quality men who are really going to commit to you for a lifetime. And I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video so you can go and watch that training and learn more about this special technique, so you can actually apply this and get out there and meet someone quality. Stop spending time on the samurai sword wielding, video game playing jerks who don't really want to invest in you. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. It really helps this channel and these videos get seen by more women, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Be well.